2025.
Yep.
How does a new artist navigate this business to gain success? But let's talk about massive success, global superstar.
Well, it's a fan acquisition game now, right? So you got to acquire fans.
Okay.
And the idea of what's most important now is volume merged with quality of music. You have to have something original, right? Mm-hmm. You can't sound like everything else or everybody else. You got to sound like an individual. You got to sound unique, most importantly. I mean, great songs are your perspective, right? What I think is great may not be what you think is great, but we all know something that stands out, that's different. There's a girl named Lola Young who's having a breakout story right now. She signed to Island. I remember hearing her 3 years ago, just posting video clips on TikTok. And there was just something different about her point of view, her perspective, her lyrics, what she sings about, her look, her tone of voice, and now it's working. So I just think for a new artist these days, it's like a startup. You got to know that one, it's going to take 3 to 5 years for you to build your business. And the first 2 years are going to be lost leader years where you're not going to make money, but you're going to be building catalog and acquiring fans. And then you're going to hit a threshold where it's going to start independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say acquiring fans, like email, name,
when I say acquiring fans, like you're building a loyal fan base and you're retaining them and they're growing and they're following you and they're responding to your media. They're buying your tickets. They're buying your merch. They're interacting with you. You could tell when an artist is building a fan base because everything they put out is getting action, right? Every song they release is getting X amount of streams, millions of streams. Like it's not like they have one song that has 10 million streams and then everything else has 100 grand. Everything is consistently streaming. There's no hit. There may be a huge record in their catalog, but everything is doing well. And you could tell that they actually have a fan base and they're building a fan base consistently by, one, releasing material every so often, not 4 songs a year, like 10 songs a year, maybe 1 or 2 EPs, maybe a song every 4 to 6 weeks for 18 months.
Right.
They're consistently engaging, they're consistently contextualizing their artistry and building a fan base. And they're going live and they're setting up, meet and greets, even like digital meet and greets where they're talking to their fans and doing Q&As. They're dropping collections of merch every so often. They're performing, they're going on tour, and they're consistently putting out product, shooting content, long form content and short form content, and engaging with their fan base. And they have an understanding for social media. They have a resilience about, promoting themselves and having, the know-it-all to stay the course and not just throw in a towel after they put out the first 3 songs that do 1,000 streams or the videos do 500 views, right? Because it takes a while for things to catch on and consumers are very wishy-washy. So they may see something that pops up in the midst of everything else that's popping up on their screens or on their phones or everything else in life that they may be distracted by. They're also interacting with new media, new artists, and it takes a few impressions of seeing the same thing over and over, whether it's hearing the same song, so you got to promote yourself often. You can't just promote yourself for the first week or 2 of you putting out a song and then go away because nobody's responding. You need to consistently promote yourself and then consistently release material to show these fans that you're starting to acquire. It can start with 100. They tell 2 people each. Now you have 400. They tell 3 people each. Now you have 1,500. All of a sudden, as you continue contextualizing your artistry, 1 + 1 = 4. And then eventually there has to be a moment in time where you have a hit. And I'm not talking about a viral moment. I'm talking about something that hits everybody at the same time. Hits don't lie, right? There's a reason why certain songs have more streams. There's a reason why when you perform your live show, there's that 1 or 2 songs that everybody wants to sing along to.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the music industry is still 3 minutes and 33 seconds. A hit record. So you need a hit. And then through gaining a hit, your fans grow rapidly. And then you keep on compounding your fans with now building more momentum after you have a hit.
But is a hit just a great song?
No, a hit is something that penetrates the marketplace culturally and commercially at the same time and over a period of time.
Through growth. Through the work that everybody's doing to make that record become a hit, obviously from a sonic standpoint, it's got to connect.
Yeah, but the original entryway is the consumer leaning forward. See, the algorithm doesn't reward you because you have more followers. And the algorithm doesn't penalize me because I have 10,000 fans.
Yeah, right.
The algorithm looks at what kind of interaction the product is receiving at any given moment. So let me give you an example. If you have 1 million fans and you have 1 million streams, and 20,000 of those fans or streams are actually, consumers who are actually saving the song and putting it in their playlist and or sharing it, or, 20,000 of those views are actually comments and they're also sharing the video content that you're posting, that determines a score for the AI robots that are determining whether or not they want to push your content forward. Now let's take a pool of 100,000 fans and 100,000 streams. But out of those 100,000 fans and 100,000 streams, right, 60%, 60,000 of those streams are from consumers who are saving the song
and sharing
to their playlist and saving it. Out of those 100,000 views, there's 60,000 people engaging in the content. That product has a score. And based on the more favorable action, the robots push that song further. And it compounds, and 1 + 1 = 4. So when I tell people hits don't lie, they really don't lie. Like, it's not by accident that songs go viral, and it's not by accident that songs become hits, because the truth is, everybody's responding favorably at the same time and sharing information and pushing it forward. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't need money. You don't need a manager. You don't need a production company in your early stage of development to really work for you. All you really need is fans. And you need your fans to work for you and push you forward. And if they push you forward, sky's the limit for you. And that's why it's important to start acquiring fans. You need some type of sample base, some type of audience pool to start feeding your records, testing your records. And testing your records is putting them out. And let's see if this one's a hit. And if it's not, put out another record in 4 weeks. Put out that piece of content. Put out that short form video. Let's see if these fans are reacting. And I'm telling you, it rewards the records that are really reactive. It doesn't matter how big of a pool size you're testing or releasing this music into. It's about how that pool size is reacting to your music. So a hit is necessary. And every artist needs a hit record to go to the next level.
Right.
And that's the difference between the ones who become global superstars and the ones who don't. If you're an independent artist with a desire to be a global superstar, you need a hit record. And then when you have a hit record, the phone rings.
Oh, yeah.
And people want to help you. And it's not just the record label wanting to write you a check if you're desiring a record deal.
Right.
It's not the publishers wanting to write you a check if you're desiring a publishing deal. It's the brands calling you, offering you endorsement deals. It's the film and TV music supervisors saying, I want to use this song for a Coca-Cola commercial. At the end of the day, when you have a song that reacts,
Meta and TikTok
it's Meta and TikTok that are calling to help you because they know that they're going to get more eyeballs on their screen if they're promoting your content or your song because they know that it's reactive. So hits don't lie, and hits are the best thing that can happen to you if you're a developing artist. Now, of course, if you put out enough records over the course of 18 months to 3 years, you could build a very healthy business. You'll have a few 100 million streams. You'll be able to sell 1,500 tickets in each major market. You'll be able to honestly make a living, a few $100,000 to maybe even close to 7 figures between touring, merch, and master if you're completely independent and you've been building for 3 years consistently. You can make a very healthy living, truly independent. And to me, that's success.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, if you really think about it, you can make $100,000 a year as a recording artist if you were smart.
Tell me how.
And at the end of the day, too, if you make $100,000 a year, you represent the top 5% of humanity in terms of wealth.
Right.
Because 95% of the human population does not make more than 60 grand a year. So if you had 1,000 fans buying you a cup of coffee every month, $100 a year, it costs me $8 every single day I buy coffee. I assume that I pay about $40 a week for coffee. And I'm happy to buy my coffee. I don't want to make it at home. I like to go to Starbucks, buy my coffee, take my ride, drink my coffee, right? So, you're my fan. I want you to buy me a cup of coffee once a month. $8 a month. $100 a year. I need 1,000 of you to buy me a cup of coffee once a month. That's 100 grand a year. And in return, I will give you exclusive access to all the demos I create, all the work tapes. I'll give you a t-shirt a year. I'll give you live streams. I'll give you a Q&A once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you access to remixes and files and information that most of the consumers won't have access to. Yeah, my music will still be on Spotify for anybody to stream. But my super fans, the ones that really care to be fans of me and want to help me make a living, if you buy me a cup of coffee once a month, which is $100 a year, I will give you all access to everything you want from me. And you want it because you're a fan. That's $100,000 a year.
So go deeper on that though. How does an artist actually set that up for fans to give them $10?
Yeah, so you can set up Patreon. You can set up this, the same way they're paying $10 a month for Spotify.
Right.
They could give you $8 a month or $100 a year, however you want to do it, through any mechanism. Patreon is an easy way. Twitch is an easy way. You could even set up other marketing platforms where you could collect the money through Cash App or through Venmo by just basically setting up a direct portal where they basically pay here through PayPal. Whatever you want, but you could aggregate your fans in an ecosystem and charge them $8 a month, which is really just buy me a cup of coffee every month. And if your fans understood it as simply as that, they'd buy you a cup of coffee every month. It would be their pleasure because they're a super fan and they really want you to succeed. All you want to do is make $100 grand a year so you can do music full time and continue to serve them. Now, let's take it to 10,000 fans. You have 10,000 fans. There's 8 billion people on the planet. If you believe you're a talent and you work hard and you make quality music and you have an incredible offering to your consumer base, eventually, maybe in 5 years, well, let's say in 10 years, if you really want to pursue music, look at Chaperone, 7, 8 years. It may take that long, right? Let's say in 5 to 8 years, you're able to acquire 10,000 superfans. I'm not talking about getting 1 million streams on a song.
Right.
Which is very hard.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
99% of songs released on Spotify, over 90% of songs released don't have more than 10,000 streams in the entire ecosystem of Spotify. It's not easy to get 1 million streams. So I'm not talking about getting 1 million streams. I'm not talking about getting 1 million views. I'm talking about getting 10,000 fans, acquiring one at a time over the course of a 5-year period to buy you a cup of coffee every month. And in exchange, you'll service them at the highest level with all access VIP treatment, t-shirt, going live, Q&A, access to all the demos. You can even set up a camera in your studio and let them see you record and create all day long.
Essentially,
Meet and greets.
monthly subscription,
that's a
monthly recurring revenue.
Monthly recurring revenue. That's $1 million a year.
Yeah.